Welcome back to the third annual Second Breakfast Halloween special. We are thrilled to be doing this once again. Every year we've been doing the show. I can't believe it's been 3 years. We have done a Halloween special because the show started as fantasy and quickly became at least 50% horror. So we are talking about the scariest show ever made today. Maggie, isn't this show kind of scary?
Oh, absolutely terrifying. Nothing is scarier than this.
So we're talking about Pretty Little Liars. Longtime listeners will know a couple months ago in our little intros for the fantasy episodes, which are mostly available as podcasts, we started hinting that we were watching a new show and that it was cannibalizing our lives. We binged that first season. And I need to make this clear. This show is 7 seasons.
7.
But these are network seasons.
Right.
From years ago.
ABC Family.
These are 22, 24 episode seasons going on. So Pretty Little Liars, which we started because Maggie found a hilarious recaps of the seasons on YouTube from the channel Mike's Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is how we got into this. Because Pretty Little Liars was on when we were in high school. So like it was contemporary, like these girls were experiencing
our
high
fashion,
school.
our generation.
Right.
This
like,
is us.
Right, this is us. But I did not watch it when it was on because I thought
Too scary.
Too scary. And I thought it was way cooler than this show. We didn't watch it, but I had heard that it has this like, you know, it's got this cult fan following. And I kept getting over and over and over again. The YouTube algorithm just knew. It was like, please, Maggie, watch this video. Watch this 2-hour long and appropriately unhinged recap of Pretty Little Liars Part 1 from Mike's Mike on YouTube. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. Because I thought, I'm never going to watch that show. But I think I could get into this man describing it. And let me tell you, it's the funniest thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
With pictures all over the wall and red yarn connecting everything that happens.
This man, he goes for it.
It's so much fun.
He is so committed. And like, it was great because I watched the first one. And so I was spoiled on like the whole like first 2 seasons, but I did not care. And like there were details I forgot. But so I was like, this is great. I think I need to watch this show. So Cam and I watched the pilot and we were
in.
We were
hooked.
in. The pilot is maybe the worst episode of TV ever made, but it didn't matter.
The Sex and the City pilot.
Oh my god. But so we did it, and then as we went through we would watch Mike's recaps like after we would finish the season and stuff, and oh my gosh, Glorious. It was so much fun. I will certainly link Mike's videos down below. They're a real treat. Please, it's way better coverage than Cam and I are going to give today, but
so after we binged the first season or 2, we settled in, and this became part of our nightly routine. Pretty Little Liars became our dinner show.
That's what we watched every night with dinner.
Episodes are like 42 minutes.
It's perfect.
It's perfect for eating a meal and hanging out a little, and then you can go off and do whatever you're going to do. So it became part of our daily lives and conversation.
Oh my God.
Because it's 160 episodes of Saw-level plotting and retcons and convoluted glory, it took us a long time to finish.
It did.
It's been most of this year.
I feel like we've been watching this show for like 6 months. Like it took a long time.
Our 2023 is the year of PLL for us.
Oh my God.
And this show, and not only is it fun the whole way through, like you said, the pilot is, on fire, but the finale is the most spectacularly awful finale of TV I've ever seen.
Oh my God, the finale, Cam.
I mean, jaw-dropping. It's so... It's so perfect.
Yeah,
it's such a great rotten cherry to put on top.
Truly, we are going to spoil this whole show, by the way.
Yes, we have.
But like, it doesn't matter because there's so much going on that even if you've heard a full recap of the entire show, you're not going to remember. You're going to miss things. It's fine. You're there for the vibes.
Fine. This is a goofy episode. If you have watched the show, you'll get everything. If you haven't watched the show, go watch Mike's Mike.
Truly,
but we'll strap in because we're going to have some fun here.
And we're doing this for Halloween because the show does have the tiniest little bit of horror bent to it. Also,
ABC Family, but yeah.
Right. But also, the Halloween specials on this show
they're very good.
Are so good.
That's why we're doing this as a Halloween special.
They're so much fun. So I don't think we're going to do a full deep dive on the Halloween episodes alone. Maybe we'll do that on the Patreon one day if there's interest. But the Halloween specials are so much fun.
And I bring up the finale, which is okay. So they explain. They have this mystery running through the last season, and they wrap it all up in the 1.5 hour long finale by, at the very last moment, introducing a British evil twin for a main character.
It's so bad.
And it's like a chimney sweep Cockney accent.
It's incredible.
It's glorious. And like, it's terrible. Yes, we made that clear. It's the worst finale ever. It's the opposite of 6 Feet Under. But by God, I loved every second of it.
Oh my God, it was so fun.
160 episodes.
Should we lay out the premise
All
of this
bangers.
show if anybody doesn't know?
A girl named Allie, who's a pretty mean girl, she disappears and is presumed to be murdered. And you follow her friends who are stalked by this hoodied, masked,
This anonymous
evil
person named A.
killer
who
named A.
Is it Allie, who's not dead? Who's to say?
Who
and that's
killed
sort
her?
of the
what
thing.
happened? What happened that night?
That
With endless
night.
flashbacks
Oh my
and
God.
additions and retcons.
Yeah. And so it's like high
great.
school girls trying to like solve this murder basically, but then they're being stalked and then like they all have their own secrets. So that's why they're called the liars, because they've got secrets.
And
anyway.
they keep lying.
Oh my God.
throughout the show,
they
and they're
don't learn.
all bad
They
liars.
never learn. It's
Every
so
character is
funny.
great. The storylines are so much fun, but the thing that sold us, the thing that made an impact on us, which is why we're talking about this, is the detours.
Oh my God.
There are so many tangents and dead ends that are just delightful. I'm gonna just popcorn these at you,
Okay.
Maggie. Have fun
Great.
with this. So
I'm
first,
going for a trip down memory lane
the
here.
first thing we have to talk about is Tippy the bird.
Tippy the bird!
There's this bird that pops up and it gives them clues and
He
it
was-
kind of parrot talks to them.
He was like in a house where Allie was staying, and so he memorized the like tune that the numbers made on the phone
they
when
talk to
Allie
the
called the creepy psychic old lady.
They talk to the bird.
Oh
They
my
get clues
God.
from the bird. They resent the bird. The bird comes back later.
I love Tippy the bird.
But it doesn't matter, and it doesn't answer any questions. It just pops up occasionally.
Well,
We've
go ahead. Sorry.
Prison Toby.
Prison Toby.
There's
I
a
can't-
flashback of showing a child character in prison, so they'd put the Michael Scott do-rag on him.
Oh my God. And he's like weirdly shirtless.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
Ravenswood. A whole town
Ravenswood.
with a deep blue Instagram filter on it
and
of
then-
spooky haunted people.
And then that was the spin-off show they did with Caleb, which failed spectacularly.
Yes.
We should watch that. We should watch the Ravenswood spin-off. That's also where the creepy psychic old lady lives that Tippy the bird was thinking about.
The teacher who's dating a student does a tell-all book about the girls and the murder. And
Why? Okay. Like the Ezra Arya thing.
we can't linger on it.
We can't linger on it. But I just need to say, at no point in this show do they condemn the adult man for having a relationship with his teenage student.
His high school student.
His
Yeah.
high school student. At no point they're like, they talk about, oh, it's kind of weird that you're that you're her teacher. They never talk about, it's kind of weird that you're a grown adult and she's a child.
One of the
Anyway.
parents runs off and marries the guy who works at the coffee shop.
She tries to, but then he pedophiles on Hannah, and then she's like, oh, never mind.
The longer the show goes, the more evil twins with different hair colors
So
pop
many
up.
evil twins.
There's this red herring literally throughout multiple seasons of Red Coat, where you see
my God, Red
someone
Coat.
in a Little Red Riding Hood who's running around, and it's one person, then it's another.
Is it Allie? Is it Cece? It's
doesn't
Allie
matter.
and Cece. Is it Mona? Who
Looking
cares?
back on it after 7 seasons, I don't know who it was or why I
Well,
should
it was
care.
like 3 different people, and it didn't fucking
But it
matter.
was just something to end an episode.
It truly was
It
like,
was
ooh,
never-
who's Redcoat?
But it was always fun. So many
fun.
time jumps, some big ones. There's a character
my
named
God.
Jenna who's blind, and then for a while she's not blind. And
Oh
then
my
she's
God.
blind again.
Cam, I think Jenna is my favorite character. I love Jenna. She's the best. She's so
also
good.
40 playing a high school
Yeah.
student with Terminator glasses.
She also has like a creepy relationship with her stepbrother Toby
yeah.
for a while. Oh, it's so gross.
Whole bunch of fun
I
relationships.
love Jenna. Remember
Hiding-
when they give her a gun?
Oh, yeah.
They give the blind girl a gun?
Uh-huh.
That's one of the best parts.
Hiding money in the lasagna box. That was a detour in the first season.
Yeah, remember when Hannah and her mom were poor and then they stopped being poor? Because I do.
One of the boyfriends, Toby, gets a new haircut in every other episode.
Oh my God, that man. He's gone through so many
It's like
haircuts.
going through a character creator in a game. You
It's
see him
true.
with
You just get to see him. You get to see prison Toby. You get to see bearded Toby.
every haircut a man can have. This guy cycles through
I
in
love
7
it.
seasons.
It's so good.
There's a plot about a board game. Like
Oh, yeah.
mechanical, digital,
Yeah, that's like the whole season
changing
7
board
bit.
game that like has knives in it, and there's a phone, and
It's so fun.
and I don't know why
It doesn't
took
make
up
any.
that much
But then they're
time.
like, "This is amazing technology." I'm like, "It's literally just a board game."
Caleb back when he was sleeping in the vents of the high school.
Yeah, remember when Caleb was homeless? He's sleeping at the high school.
But it's not, you're not laughing because he was homeless.
No, of course
it's the
not.
it's the way they situate it in the narrative.
And then they never really like address when he like is no longer homeless, where he's living.
He goes from somehow living and sleeping in the school and then Hannah's basement to then just having a tech company
Yeah.
and a weird like Airbnb
And, like,
style apartment.
His mom, his like birth mom, is rich, but she lives in California, so he doesn't stay there. So like is she just like paying for a house for her high school child? I don't understand where he's living.
The weird stalker Lucas becomes a tech billionaire.
Oh my god, Lucas!
And they live in his weird apartment for a couple seasons.
Incel creep. I love Lucas.
I'm not even going to talk about Charles. We can't get into that.
We can't get into Charles.
There's that ghost
not
girl
in this day and age.
on Halloween who's hiding in
the little Victorian child who just creeps out Hannah's mom.
There's
and
a couple scenes of a Victorian
back.
Ghost child, and then it's just we move forward.
There's also the kid in the in that like doll store. Remember? Just like the psychic kid. Never addressed
There's
again.
Adam Lambert on the train.
On the Halloween train. I think that's season 2 or 3. I think it's season 2. That was so good.
It's not a celebrity cameo. It's almost like product placement.
It truly is. It was so weird. But like, think about it, Cam. That was like 2000,
Hey,
like 10.
I called into American Idol to vote for Adam Lambert.
I love Adam
many
Lambert.
times.
I think he had like just won American Idol, and it was like a whole thing, and he was in the culture, so they put him in the show.
Remember the guy who made the face masks?
I sure the terrifying murderer man who made the face masks. Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember when the mental hospital becomes a hotel and they keep the name and they just turn the cells
and they
into
just
rooms?
like leave the creepy basement the way it was? They never address it ever.
Do you remember when Spencer got bangs?
Oh, Spencer and her bangs.
Do you remember when Ezra Fitz, the pedophile high school teacher, do you remember when he had a son for a while and then didn't?
Malcolm.
Do you remember the Dollhouse episodes?
Cam.
Which they then completely stopped talking about.
I will never forget the Dollhouse. But somehow Hannah being like attacked with a cattle prod was more traumatizing than the Dollhouse. So funny.
Through 7 seasons of this, all of these red herrings, the many unmaskings of who A really is and then isn't and then is again, the backtracks, the hoodies, Mona becoming a hero and a villain
every episode,
a couple dozen times.
Oh my god,
there was so much going on. And even when it didn't matter, or they abandoned it, or they contradicted it, it was all so entertaining.
It was so entertaining.
We've been together 30, 40 years. This is the ultimate couples show.
Oh yeah,
because
100%.
You can talk at it. You can talk about it.
You can talk
You
through
can
it.
talk over it.
It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
You might get more out of it that way. It is an endless stream of gossip, drama, treachery, with some genuinely great twists occasionally.
Some of them are really, really good.
But I was genuinely, passionately invested in some of these characters and relationships.
Oh, definitely.
And
we'll get to them, I suppose. I think you've got them listed out over there.
Yes, that's what we're going to play with.
Okay.
I don't want to bury the lead here too much. This is the funniest show ever made.
It is so funny. Like when it's trying to be funny and when it's not trying to be funny. It is so good. I think one of the things that made me laugh most was when Arya finds out about Ezra writing the book.
Yes.
And they're on a ski lift they're in fucking Pennsylvania and they're on a ski lift. I don't know why. And
for the plot.
And I guess so. And fucking Lucy Hale she's trying her best, but she's doing maybe the worst acting I've ever seen.
Well,
and
I don't know if I agree with that.
And to hide the performance, they dim the lighting down so much it's like the long night, like from last season of Game of Thrones. And she goes, Ezra, don't.
They are definitely hiding her performance.
They are hiding it so hard. And I don't know if it's because, God bless Lucy Hale. She's a beautiful woman. She's so ugly when she cries. And so I don't know if they're trying to hide that. I don't know. But it was so funny.
I enjoy Lucy Hale.
Oh, I like her a lot. No, I like her a lot.
I will defend Arya's honor on this podcast. But yeah, let's reflect on our time with the girls. I think this is a way to structure our
Can we start
here.
with Arya?
Yes, that's what I was going to do.
Perfect.
And I have Ezra Don't written here. It's not exhaustive, but I just want to do a little walk down memory lane with each of the main girls in turn. We're going to start with Arya.
Let's do it.
We have the not at all problematic relationship with Ezra, which is the main drama over 7 seasons.
That's her entire story. Is she going to be with her creepy teacher?
They won't. Her teacher.
Will she be with her adult teacher, or will she not?
Her dreadful alternate boyfriends that fill in the gaps.
They're all
bad.
so bad.
Remember the guy, if he does karate, he's going to have a heart attack?
Well, she's not actually dating him. She fake dates him so that he can do karate and she can date her adult teacher.
My mistake.
God, Cam.
Remember the square dancing episode?
Why did they have a hoedown? What was that? What was the situation there?
I mean, most important with Arya, you have the Ezra don't moment, which is great.
Right.
There are three very important points we have to hit with Arya.
Right.
One of them is the big haircut, because there is a before and after era.
Yes.
There's the long hair Arya, and then there's the short hair where you just see Lucy Hale.
Yes. There's also the before everything when she had the pink hair, the pre-Iceland hair.
The flashback signifier hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little extensions they can drop in.
Freshman year, Arya.
Another question is Mike. So her brother.
Oh, her brother. Oh,
where's
my God.
Mike? Where does Mike go?
He literally disappears after the time jump because I think the writers were just like, I don't know what to do with him. And so they just stopped putting him in the show.
Her family is maybe the weirdest because
it's the messiest
they
for
are
sure.
more prominent
and
consistent in the show.
Because a big part of like Arya's like big secret in the first season is about her dad's infidelity. And so that's a whole thing.
And then dating her teacher, and her dad's a teacher at the same school.
Her mom's a teacher.
Right.
Her dad's a professor.
Whatever.
Same
thing.
And then when he's conveniently not in the show, he's in Syracuse. Just not there.
Well, he's directing the show.
Right.
Chad. Direction.
Chad was really giving it his all.
But like the dad has the weirdest storylines, and at the end, at the wedding of Arya and her ex-high school teacher, there's this moment of the dad finally being okay with the relationship.
It's so gross.
The mom fucks off and marries the coffee guy and then comes back. They get divorced and then they get remarried.
Oh my gosh.
The brother goes away and then he punches Ezra and he dates Mona.
Mike is just there to carry the plot along. Mike is not there to be his own character.
For being the most prominent family of the main characters, you can't make sense of one family member's arc.
No, none of it makes any fucking sense.
I was giddy every time any of them came into a plot.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
I think they also kind of stopped using Mike because that actor was really bad. He was not good. He was not on the same level as Lucy Hale. Let me just say that. I'm not trying to be mean here.
Let's move to Spencer.
Cam, I think Spencer is my favorite character.
Why?
I don't know. I think I identified with her, and she's also. Well, no, I really like Hannah a lot too. But in the first half of the show, Spencer's my favorite, and then I think as Spencer starts to kind of fall off a cliff, Hannah really becomes really, really good. But I don't know. I really like Spencer. Like Spencer's always getting shit done. Like while Arya's like agonizing about who she's going to date, and Hannah is, I don't know, shoplifting or hiding money in a box. And then Emily is just being unimportant and just crying a lot, and all of her girlfriends are dying.
Oh yeah.
Like Spencer is actually like solving crimes, getting things done, and like applying to college, and like also dealing with her messed up family.
Oh sure.
Her like creepy murderer sister, and her lying, cheating dad, and her weird lawyer mom. Like Spencer is really great. I like her a lot.
Yeah, there's always conflict and hatred with her guest star lawyer parents. They bring out her sister Melissa. She just kind of fades in and out of the shadows whenever they need to tease her as a villain.
She's in London. Oh no, she's back and she has a suitcase.
She's the Severus Snape of the show. She's the constant villain red herring.
Melissa is never the bad guy, but you always think it could be her.
But that relationship with Toby, it is
great.
That is most of her arc.
Yes.
That's the big relationship she has. I liked it.
I did like it too.
I liked it when she buys him the truck and then he becomes a cop for some reason.
For no goddamn reason.
But it's unforgivable, the dalliance she has with Caleb.
Oh, I hate Spaleb so much. It's one of the worst. I mean,
she dates one of the other girl's main boyfriends.
Yes.
And it's so wrong.
And it's not even that she dates one of her friend's ex-boyfriends. It's that she dates Caleb, when Hannah and Caleb are the best couple in the entire show.
She gets bangs and dates the wrong person's boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
It's very strange. And I think that's when you had to look for a new favorite.
Yeah. Because Spencer starts making bad decisions and they start going down the rabbit hole of her parentage and her twin sister and shit. But then Hannah becomes like the real hero. And I love that. Should we talk about Hannah next, or do you have more on Spencer?
No, Hannah's good.
Sorry, really quick. I have to acknowledge Spencer's outfits in season 1. You just have to look at them. The Hillary Clinton outfits. They're so bad, Cam. I mean, throughout they try to dress her in these weird like Oxford shoe, like plus skinny jean blazer. Yeah. She's like, ooh, I'm like scholarly, and it's really fun. But man, season 1 is something else. But
Hannah's mom is Amy Poehler in Mean Girls.
Yeah, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. I love her mom, Ashley.
Yeah,
remember,
she's
remember
great.
when she literally steals money from an old woman's safety deposit box?
Remember when she slept with Jason De Laurentiis?
Remember when she ran over a cop?
And then when Hannah drove the cop car into the lake, and then it was just there again.
Remember when she tried to date a pastor? Oh, Pastor Ted.
Remember the money embezzlement from the bank?
That's what I just said earlier. Yeah, I know.
There's a lot here. Hannah,
and she explains Hannah.
Hannah's relationship with Caleb is the best relationship on the show.
I think it's so good.
There was more entertainment value in Fitz and Arya
because
it was so ridiculous,
because it was so absurd,
and wild, and
terrible,
wrong. But
yeah.
Caleb is the relationship I cared about the most.
Truly, because I really, really like Caleb. He's my favorite of all the guys on the show. Caleb is 100% my favorite. He does the most. He has the best lines. He is the smartest, and he gets the most done. Like
he's someone his own age.
That does help a lot. Doesn't become a cop. That also helps. No, I love Caleb, and then he makes Hannah so much better.
Oh yes,
like the early seasons Hannah is so annoying, and I'm like, I don't care about your shoplifting habits, you're so irritating. But then Hannah makes some rash decisions like always throughout the show, but you start to understand her motivations more as the show goes on, and you get it's just because she really cares about people.
Do you remember her dumb British fiance?
Yeah,
for like 6 episodes?
Warden, or what was his name? Who cares?
And then she becomes a fashion artist for a little while.
No, that's becomes her job. She's a fashion designer,
I guess.
But it doesn't matter because she ends up with Caleb, and that's what matters.
So going through this, Arya she's like almost the straight man for a lot of this.
Yeah.
She's played more flat than some of the other characters.
And she's very much like our main character for like the first half of season 1.
Spencer is like the smart one. And they write Hannah as the dumb one. But this is the glory of the writer's room of Pretty Little Liars.
I wish I could have been in there to see it.
They write Hannah as the dumb one.
Right.
And remember, she's 16 or 17 or whatever when the show starts.
Uh-huh.
They're writing her full of like boomer references.
Yes, that's the best part.
So she's dumb and out of touch, but also like wildly in tune with the 80s lineup of CBS.
Yes. No, it's not just with Hannah. I mean, they give Hannah a lot of funny lines, so it happens with her a lot. But with all of our characters, all the jokes that are made, are references for boomers. So she's funny.
Like confused, but like sardonic and kind of valley girl. But she's dropping these weird lines and references that you can tell the actress just has no idea what sounds are coming out of her mouth.
She's just saying the words that are written on the page.
But when they kind of tailored the writing to the actor and the character, she's genuinely very funny.
Oh yeah, she's so good. Yeah,
and you can tell when she's playing dumb or just being brusque and stupid. It's such an enjoyable performance.
Do you remember Hannah's like goth girl era when she dyes the underside of her hair black?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that was so good. I loved that moment.
You know who else has a great hair change?
Who?
Emily.
Yes, when she starts getting the ombre. Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
Emily is interesting.
Emily has the weirdest family of like her supporting cast is the weirdest. Her dad is in the army and he appears once or twice to have a narrative heart attack when they need him to jump over a fence. The mother's there to be homophobic and then kind of goes away. And every time Emily's storyline gets a little boring, there's a threat of her moving to Texas, but the mother pronounces it Texas.
Yeah, we're moving to Texas.
So I wrote down Texas tension.
Yes.
Lots of dead girlfriends.
I was going to say, poor Emily. Emily just goes through it. Like every time they're like, I don't know what to do with Emily, they just like kill a girlfriend of hers or they like have her be kidnapped. Remember when she had to like kill that guy who pretended to be Maya's cousin?
Yes. Do you remember the car in the living room? It's just there for a while.
I do remember that. And then
do you remember when Paige almost drowns Emily during swim practice?
I love Paige. Paige is so fun.
Paige is maybe the most consistent on and off again girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Who survives.
Remember Paige's haircut at the beginning? Because I do. She was so fun. That's Lindsay Shaw from Ned's Declassified for,
which Maggie
90s
watches
kids.
Sometimes in her spare time.
It's been a while since I've done that.
It's a couple months. Do you remember the dance practice scene?
Oh my gosh. Emily was... What do the kids say? She was serving. It was giving. She was doing such a good job.
But the highlight of the Allie relationship, or the Emily character is the forced relationships where both of the actors are so unbelievably straight.
I know.
And they have to force this gay romance on them, which is so... I mean, the relationship with Allie is the funniest.
I know. I think there's not a straighter actress out there than Shay Mitchell. I mean, she's doing a good job, but like, this woman is not gay.
Some of the girlfriends they give Emily.
Yeah, like Paige.
Right.
Or the hot girl at the cafe that Ezra owns. Like, she's good.
Yes.
Right.
And those people feel like lesbians.
Yes.
So they can almost drag
they
Emily
can carry
along.
her along.
They can sell the relationship
yes,
for Emily.
They can carry the weight.
But Emily and Allie
oh my gosh, it's the
are
worst
very
thing.
clearly two straight
Oh my
people.
gosh, two straight women. Like the straightest women you've ever seen.
And you can see it coming. It's like they play the Jaws theme. You know they're trying to make this moment like some sort of sexual tension between them.
And there's just none to speak of.
None.
God bless them. They're doing their best. The representation's fantastic, but it's so bad.
And those are the four main girls.
Right.
Because Emily's the one with the plot girlfriends.
Yeah,
But we haven't talked about Allie much. And I predicted from the first episode,
of course,
that Allie was really alive. And that was always the thing I was angling for as we were watching.
And I'm so glad she was alive, but...
And she's in most episodes in flashbacks.
Right, you get all... Because the whole like first season is you learning about who Allie was when she was... supposedly when she was alive, and how she sort of wrecked everybody's lives around her.
And to the show's credit, when they bring Allie back and reveal that she was alive, there are like a stretch of 10 or 12 episodes there that are very good.
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh, I don't want Allie back. She actually made my life terrible. And it's like that complicated feeling of like, oh, we all sort of idolized this girl who was supposedly dead, but now she's back, and I don't know if I like that.
And she was like the leader of this friend group. She was this evil, mean girl.
She was the Regina George, yeah.
But when she comes back, they have changed their roles. And the tension between, is there space for this person? She tries to assert her old role and no one's having it.
Right.
The character work they do in that like half of a season is very good. And then they completely lose track of the character.
Yes, they just... Because
they
don't...
a cop for a while, then
goes to church for some reason.
And then she's married to the British guy.
And then she becomes
evil.
A teacher...
And kind of British, and then they put the Hannibal Lecter mask on her.
Oh my god!
In the hospital,
because here's the problem: is they wrote an amazing character, Allie, pre-disappearance, like when she was Regina George, an incredible, diabolical,
amazing
like
the word you just
she is an amazing character.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, nothing will beat that yellow top that she wore, the crusty yellow top. But so like they wrote this great character who was this like scheming, like messed up, diabolical, like self-centered mean girl. And then she came back and they were like, well, like, and like you just said, she's like grappling with how to deal with all that. But then they were like, well, we can't make her stay the same because that's not interesting. And all these other girls have changed. And so what do? We just make her boring as shit.
Right, because if you make her a nice girl, we already have those were her friends. We don't need another one of those.
We don't need another one of those. Right.
They clearly struggle with Allie in the
and
last
so she's just
seasons.
like hanging around, and they're vaguely like, "Did you kill Cece?" And she's like, "No." And then they're like, "Okay."
I know.
It doesn't make any sense. So she just has nothing to do. I mean, honestly, they should have just kept her being. I mean, I wanted her to be AD.
Yes, she should have been the villain.
Would have been the best. Is that it was her all along? Like that would have been
wraps it up in a
so
bow.
much better. And I know that's like a little bit obvious, but like that would be kind of fun because the show doesn't do the obvious thing. The show is always doing the unexpected retcon twist, and so it would have been double, unexpected to make her AD.
It might be a little obvious to end this ABC Family show in a satisfying narrative way.
Oh my god, yeah. Like I mean, and it's perfect because it's Alison De Laurentiis.
Sure.
She could have been AD, and like because she's like mad that when she came back, these girls didn't accept her back, and like it wasn't the way she wanted it to be. So that would have been perfect. But instead, it's fucking Cockney's sister.
It's Charles and all sorts of it goes off the rails narratively towards the end. They do not stick the landing.
I was really, really hoping Allie was going to be AD, and then it would then poor Emily, I guess. But,
yeah. I want to wrap this up with a couple questions for you. Maybe. These are rapid fire.
We forgot about. I'm sorry for Emily. We forgot about her eggs. Shay Mitchell's Canadian, and so sometimes her Canadian slips out. The best part is when A steals her eggs, her literal like ovarian eggs, and she goes, "My eggs."
But it's a plot point for long enough that it became like a chorus that we could scream at the TV.
Just running around, my
eggs.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A couple rapid fire questions to close out our Halloween special here, which
great.
I hope everyone has enjoyed as much as we have.
Oh my god.
1. Was this a good way to spend months of our brief and precious lives?
Absolutely. Because now I can run around screaming my eggs whenever I want. No, honestly, I think it was great because it was like a little, well, first of all, especially the first few seasons, it was a trip down nostalgia memory lane of our high school experience. Not that I was stalked by my dead friend when I was in high school, but the outfits, the like, just the attitudes, the references, the like,
the culture,
romanticizing dating your teacher. Like that was a very 2010s thing. Okay. And so I really liked that. And I just like that we are our understanding of this cultural reference now. And
it's
it was
for us.
And it was really, really fun.
Yes.
Like it's so much fun.
It's an incredibly fun show. They sell every goofy, wild development and twist. The actors sell. And you can tell they know it's goofy.
Oh yeah. Like they're doing, like I'm making fun of this the whole time, but like these actors did a great job.
It's an incredibly fun show.
Like Troy Belisario was giving it her all. And I really appreciate that.
Maybe this is a question to you, but also to the audience on YouTube, on Patreon, email secondbreakfastpod@gmail.com. What is the next show we need to watch in this lane? Is it Gossip Girl? Is it Vampire Diaries? We don't have experience here. What's the next thing to give us this fix? I want to open that up to the audience. But the final question for you, Maggie.
Okay.
Are we ever going to rewatch this show?
Oh, certainly not.
You don't think so?
No, what we can do is we can rewatch the Halloween episodes. I think that's what we could do.
Okay.
Like,
you don't think you'll ever make the full journey to Mordor again?
No, I really don't think I will. It's too much because as sad as I am that we're done watching this show, I've never been happier that the show is done. Like, it was so just astronomical. There's so much to it.
It was a commitment.
Yeah, and like, and you can't even like, oh, I'll just rewatch the first season because like the first half of the first season sucks. Like, it's really bad.
I think you can rewatch the first couple.
Maybe. I don't know.
Until Mona's unmasked? Like the first two?
Well, that's a lot. I mean, it's
like only 48
episodes. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can't like casually rewatch this show. Like there's just too much. There are too many episodes. So I would watch like maybe like all the Halloween episodes / mid-season finales or all the season finales, but like or I'd rewatch the 2 Dollhouse episodes. You know? But like I wouldn't rewatch the whole thing.
Closing thoughts. The show's amazing. It was so much fun. It's terrible. It's great. It is the ultimate couple show.
It really
it's
is.
The funniest thing we've ever had
it's so much
as
fun.
A project to just goof on and play with and enjoy. It's just magnificent entertainment.
It was.
So thank you to PLL. Thank you for you at home for listening.
Thank you, ABC Family.
It's on HBO Max, where it belongs.
Thank you,
Go
Marlene.
check out the show.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thank you for joining us for our 3rd annual Halloween spectacular. If you want something more serious for a Halloween special, last week on Patreon, we talked about Saw 10.
And last year's Halloween special was talking about the Saw series as a whole.
The franchise. What makes a good Saw movie?
And then the year before that, I think we did just something with horror. So anyway, they're actually more Halloween-y ones.
Every other episode we do is about horror.
That's true.
This is a little departure.
This was needed. We needed to talk about this show.
Isn't this show kind of scary?
Isn't this show kind of scary?
All right. That's it from us. We'll be back on Friday and Tuesday until the end of time. Toodles.
Bye.